Hey everyone, I decided I'll add any additional channel info in these recorded sessions, so you can get a clearer understanding of what it was about, as sometimes I may have missed some vital information in our sessions. That way you get the full value you paid for the reading. I'm also organizing the information and adding visuals to give you a better experience when listening and watching this session. This usually takes days to work on, so your support will be greatly appreciated. Please enjoy the video.
Is there anything that I would need to know or Joshua needs to know?
Sure. Career-wise, you seem to be doing really well, like really balanced. So your career life's balanced, your human physical life is pretty stable. And you got all the financial needs met, you got all the human needs met. Spiritual life-wise, they're saying that one of your purpose, they want you to kind of travel somewhere a bit far. I'm getting the word north. It's more of the north side. I see a lot of snow. It's a very colder place. I'm not sure where you're living currently, but the place they show me is they want you to go to this place, and it's on the north. It has a lot of connection with the Vikings as well. It could be North Scotland, it could be Iceland, it could be Greenland, Scandinavia side, but also it could be upper part of Canada or Alaska, the northern side in general.
Right now, I'm in Alaska.
Okay.
So it's like, how much further north?
Connecting with your Vikings, there is a Viking ancestry for your case. You're also drawn to magic runes. Have you heard of the Icelandic runes? So there is a lot of history with the witches, and many of the witches in Scandinavian part are male. And I feel like one of your gifts, you are able to decode the runes, the magical runes or archaeology, and you can kind of open a lot of spiritual portals as well. Wow, it's interesting you're in Alaska, but somewhere there is like glaciers around, mountains, snow ice mountains, caves, also a very kind of an isolated place. Literally there's nobody there. So it's one of the places where you can focusing on opening the portals. There's something to unlock when you're doing this magic work in this icy area. It's like a magical ceremony that you're trying to do, you're going to do in this place, and it unlocks your power. It has to do with something with teleportation. I'm thinking teleportation has to do with your galactic ship. There's like a spaceship above that's stationed on top of the area that you're going to do the ceremony, and you are needed to open that portal, and the spaceship is standby there.
For what purpose? This is for opening the grid, fixing the grid in the portals, expanding the grid and the energy center points, and opening the higher chakras of Earth. That's why I mentioned why the more north you go, the stronger your higher chakra or your upper chakras are, because you are close to Earth's higher chakra points. The northern light itself has many light code, downloads, and are chakra expansions that are recharging for you, that are recharging your higher chakra especially. But that also means you need more grounding work and strengthening of your vessel so your consciousness doesn't get pulled away easily and your physical mental level is more stable. It's because you're in a colder region, you also want to have more yang energy to balance out the yin and yang. Yang is hot and yin is cold. So that means you want to have more hot foods or hot drinks. Yang also means more activeness, more activity. And yin is more of a resting state. So you want more exercises and stretches as well. Overall, Joshua, the main reason why you have to go to the far north is because you are a grid worker, but also a portal activator.
I feel like this is more of an individual mission than for the collective. Yeah, speaking of mission, I think you're on an individual mission, and it's not really a collective mission. You're more of a hermit person, trying to find ways of ascension, trying to find ways to break free from this hologram, from this universe hologram, to free yourself. That's one as well. I mean, your soul is already aware of everything that's happening. Your soul is aware that we are in this simulation and there's something that's beyond this universe, and that's what you've been trying to achieve instead of playing this part of the reincarnation game.
Right. For more of a purpose is more individual rather than the collective.
Yeah, it's for your own self. Yeah, you're kind of like the hermit. So
it's for both, actually. Joshua is definitely more individualistic person who is more self-driven, but he is also a missionary soul recruited by the Galactic team from the benevolent ETs, by the Pleiadians specifically. Though your main origin doesn't seem to be from there, you definitely have had lives there. You are a multi-dimensional being with multifaceted soul mission.
I mean, last time I kind of remember we covered the teacher part, and that's also for your soul evolution. Because the way it works on this universe is if you help others, you're kind of helping yourself as well. Just like how when I do the readings for others, I'm also learning something. So in that sense, you want to help people, but the reason is to help yourself. That's why you help people.
Yes.
Because there's something big to gain from that. And that's how the law of attraction works, and that's how the laws of the universe work. And you just want to utilize it for your own benefit.
Is it generally with people, or is that with me?
It's that, yeah, that's with you. That's your soul. That's the way your soul is desiring to be.
Okay.
And the thing is, you're studying a lot with programming, IT, engineering. The main major for your soul is to study how the energy, the universe energy, the programs of this universe work, so you can utilize energy, so you can have a greater understanding of how energy works and how you can utilize it for your own benefit, and to just master this universe. So your goal is you want to master this universe. It seems like a very prideful thing, but I mean it's something that if all of us can achieve, we can break free. We can break free, but we can also manifest effectively.
Right. And it was said that if I go to this cave, then I would break out of the hologram, or something else?
Well, not cave. It's more like this area, this icy area. The environment I see was mountain, surrounding was the mountain, and there was a cave nearby as well. It could be Greenland. I also feel like a strong affinity to Greenland when I tap into it. And you were like on this icy land, sitting down and meditating to open the portal.
Okay. Would I have to go inside the cave?
No, you could just do it outside. Yeah.
Okay. And you're more confident it was like Greenland? I know it's like, there's all these different places that it could be.
Could be Alaska too, as long as it's an isolated place. What I can say, it's an isolated place and there's no people there.
Okay. But you felt more north and like not like south?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean south no, but it's possible to change the trajectory to go to Antarctica as well. So I think you can try this in Alaska first.
Okay. Does it have to be snowy?
Well, the visual was shown snow, it was icy, like you were sitting on the glaciers.
Okay, so I have to go much further north than where I'm at. Probably like hundreds of miles north.
Yeah.
Where I'm at. Because like, right now there's like 16 hours of daylight in Alaska. It's okay. Like, I've already been in a winter with -22 to -30 degrees. It would have to be like very north, like the top north of Alaska, if it was Alaska.
Possibly, or you can wait until winter. Wait until like January or February.
Okay. Is there anything else that I should know?
So the thing is, Alaska, I don't think there is any history with Vikings. I'm not completely sure yet, but the Scandinavian country, there's a strong history with Vikings. That's for sure. I've been there, and you have that strong tie with the Vikings and with the witches.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, witches. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, the Icelandic runes. Remember the runes?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. I'm part German as well, so that goes into like the Viking Like
yeah,
his,
and
like,
also
lineage,
the witch too. The Germans, the ancient Germans, they're
the
pretty
Celtic.
Celtic, yes. So you
Okay.
can you have the ability to decode that as well. Also visiting ancient sites in Europe. I'm finding a lot of places in Europe you could go and visit as well. One example can be also Switzerland, Lithuania, Sweden. Sweden's more on the Scandinavian side, but I'm a bit biased. There's a lot of places in Scotland that's really nice. The standing stones, especially in the UK, there's a lot of standing stones there that might be very interesting to you as well.
Okay. Is there anything else that you're picking up that I would need to know?
Sacred geometry as well, and a lot of light language is also involved. Like it's better for you to practice light language because you're able to decode ancient languages energetically. So you can read energy and you can translate ancient languages through energy.
There is a lot of activation individually for you in ancient sites, a lot of remembering of who you are, a lot of familiarizing. Joshua, you are also a passionate knowledge or wisdom seeker. This is a strong Orion trait which I'm picking up, and your individualism is also very connected with the Orion energy. So one of your main origin is in Orion, I believe. You can gain many new insights through visiting and studying the energies of ancient sacred sites we talked about. This is unrelated with your mission, but it's related with your personal development.
Right. And would that be related back to like the mountain, or that's just separate from that?
It's partly related, but it's separated. It's separate gifts.
If I were to say a name, would you be able to see something related to that name?
Yeah, energetically, yes.
Okay. The person that I'm thinking of is called Janice. What do you see with that person?
I see an ancient European priestess figure, or she could be what's the best word? She's not really a nun, but close to a nun. Kind of works in the temple and the church. Also has connections with angels. Also, she also kind of went to a cave, ice cave, and did her own ritualistic ceremony to contact angels. And
okay,
yeah, why?
That might give an idea of who to go to ask more questions about that.
I give you an idea to ask more questions?
Yeah, about the ice cave stuff.
Yeah, it seems like the ice cave is a way to escape. For her, she was kind of a prosecuted person. She went to the ice cave so she can do it secretly, because witches were very prosecuted, both male and female, in any part of the history. She was not necessarily a witch, but she's not a witch. She's a holy person, a sacred person, but what she did when she was contacting angels or doing the ceremony, people thought she was a witch, and so she had to conceal herself.
Got it.
I think that you have had past life that you were prosecuted to, and you had to do it secretly, and that kind of affects your current life in a way that it makes you a hermit. That gives you that hermit T personality.
Okay. Do I have like any restrictions on myself, like spells, hexes, or like curses?
I saw a small witch curse spell that's kind of put into you.
A small what?
A witch spell, a witch curse. It's a blue spell. It's a dark blue, fire-ish, dark blue flame. It's pretty faint. It's pretty weak. What it does, it kind of lowers your energy levels or your vibration levels. Like it's trying to put you down, but it's not that strong. And you can definitely break free through your own spells and your own power. Like you can write, scripts. It's like the fiction fantasy shows where wizards, they use their fingers and they write scripts through their fingers and they can break free from the spell. So you can do that and break free from the spell.
Got it.
Yeah, so you're kind of a script writer too, a magical script writer.
Okay.
That has to do with energy. You can try that on anything. Like you can do Reiki with the script. You can write a symbol. You can write numbers, numerology with your fingers on the air, and that's your magic spell.
Do you know anything about like the gift of prophecy?
Yes, but the thing is, this future changes a lot and timeline changes a lot. So I don't really put a lot of weight onto prophecy, but your case, your interpretation of prophecy is very fixed in some way because it's like a destiny that you have to fulfill. So you're very connected with a destiny. You chose this life purpose, and it's very, very important for you to fulfill your destiny of this life, and that would be beneficial for your overall soul's development, your higher soul's development.
Okay.
So for you,
my destiny?
yeah, your destiny is fixed. There's no changing it. It's just that there's a valuation that would lead different valuation, but it leads to the same results.
I've heard something like that too.
Yeah, your destiny. Let's see. One of your destiny, no, this is your main destiny, is that you are trying to unlock this superpower that would break the world. By break the world, I don't mean literally. I mean shock the world. That would.
Okay.
And this is way ahead future, by the way. This was probably during the major shift between 5D, which is actually now, which is kind of now, but in a more denser, more closer, more like, how do they say, like right now the shift is happening, but the polarity is still huge between 3D and 5D. We're still kind of switching between long distance, but once the gap is shortened, which is gonna get shorter and shorter as time passes by, and that short time when during that gap with small, it happens, that destiny is being fulfilled. Okay. So yeah, what I see the vision for you relates to you is we'll be shifting between 3D and 5D back and forth basically until we reach that level. So it's like that's how the ascension growth works. You know, we ascend, but then we mess up and then we fall, but then we get back up, fall. But we just have to shorten the gap between that and actually make it there.
You just mentioned that I have the gift of prophecy, or I was given the gift of prophecy.
Well, it's more like you're able to read prophecy, you're able to decode prophecy in a more energetic way, in a more deeper way, with numbers especially. Because a lot of times our higher selves or our soul versions, our avatars, different versions of ourselves from different timelines, we communicate through numbers. And you being able to decode that number is decoding the prophetical message from your other timeline self. Does that make sense?
Okay. I mean, like, all I'm doing is like going on the internet and looking at that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that like too. But you know, I think you do see repeating numbers as well. You do see numbers everywhere. Numbers are everywhere, and most of the time they have a meaning for you. There is a meaning that why you see those numbers, and you're able to decode that. And that's from your other selves. That's other timelines of self. That's from your future self. That's from your parallel self, your higher self.
Okay.
I mean, you can also see. I'm being shown you can see numbers inside your head as well. That's something that pop up. Yeah.
Okay.
But you probably don't remember them. It's more of a subconscious thing.
Okay. I did have a dream with a bunch of numbers.
Yeah.
Just curious, what do you see my aura color as right now?
For your case, your aura is no wonder why you're so drawn to the north. Because your aura is literally like the northern lights, and there's a lot of triggering back and forth or energy reflecting back and forth that has to do with the shift, that has to do with affecting the environment, affecting you as a person in general. I mean, there's a lot of activation with your aura and with the northern place, the far north or far south, perhaps. Yeah.
And you're saying it would be easier to have continued activations if I remain up north instead of like closer to the equator?
Yes, for sure.
And then hybrid child, yes, no. I had one person like, where's like a question mark?
Wow, really? That's a weird vision I see when you mention that. I see you in a space chamber lying down, and you're in this incubator on a spaceship, and you were kind of sent here. As you were in the spaceship, you were sent here, and by extraterrestrials. I don't know why they're showing me this vision. And I'm seeing the grays, but it could be just my superstition, because I know that a lot of the grays, they do a lot of cloning, and they do a lot of incubation of souls, of bodies.
I was doing some research about hybrid children and found out they're actually hybrid alien with human DNA. They are also part of the Greys, so it makes sense why I immediately picked up the Greys during this channeling session. Here is the quote I read from a post about the hybrid children. The hybrid children are a mix of human DNA and Grey or alien DNA, who are future humans from a parallel version of Earth that destroyed their version of the planet and traveled in time-space to save themselves from extinction, searching for viable human DNA in our present. So they come from a dying timeline, they come from a negative timeline, and they want to save this timeline from the negative timeline from happening again. These hybrid child continued 24-hour surveillance by their alien family. Now this explains why I saw the spaceship, the vision of the spaceship above Joshua. These special hybrid children are not born by biological sex. They are born by holographic insert of embryo in the chosen human mother. Just like in vitro fertilization, test tube baby, using high genetic engineering. This explains the chamber, the incubation I saw, or all the cold sleep device I saw in this session.
And the thing is, when you mentioned hybrid child, I saw this capsule thing. I thought that you were more of an artificial being, because that's what it means. And artificial beings, they don't really have higher chakras. But obviously, for your case, you have your higher chakras and they are active. I feel like there's definitely some sort of program, extraterrestrial program, and the chamber thing is true. Like, I think you've been in the cold sleep for some time in the past. Before you were born here, you were in a deep cold sleep in the spaceship. But it was kind of part of your... Is it part of your plan?
Is my DNA like being activated? Like, because it all feels like super slow. It's like sometimes it feels like there's nothing happening.
The vessel is slow. The vessel's pretty slow and weak, but your higher self is trying to install an upgrade to your body. It feels more than just an upgrade. It feels more like a recovery, like a PC recovery than an update. Great. Because as you were in that cold sleep, a lot of things that were lost or forgotten, and you're doing kind of a recovery there. And before that, you were in another white planet, a cold planet as well. You went through quite a bit there. I did see that you were in a colony planet, a planet that was kind of colonized by negative ETs. And I could be biased again, it could be the Reptilians. I mean, it looks like the Reptilians, but this was also far back part of your plan.
Oh, it's part of the plan?
Yeah, it's part of your plan. It's like you're hiding your memory. It's like you have to do a memory wipe on yourself so you don't reveal any secrets. And then now you're just here, you're safe, so you're kind of recovering that memory now. And maybe like you went to partake that experiment, go through that slavery colony, is because it's only the way to get to Earth, I think.
Oh wow. So it's like I had to like lower the vibration?
I believe in one of your lifetimes you came from that colony and you worked there. And that is one of the reasons you feel affinity to colder places like Alaska. But you witness and experience the destruction and chaos caused from the negative ET from that colony. That's why you decided to restart over, but this time with the knowledge of negative timeline to prevent it from happening again. At some point in your past lifetime, you were taken by the Pleiadian spaceship and you joined them in this project to change and alter this negative timeline.
Because I know that Earth and a lot of the negative ETs are connected. They have a lot of involvements on Earth. And Earth has a lot of treasures. There's a lot of secret treasures that is very drawn. A lot of people, a lot of species are drawn, whether native or positive or individual souls like you.
Do you look at numerology at all?
You mean for you? For you, yes, you're connected to numerology. I'm not really professional at numerology, but I can pick up energy because everything's energy.
Okay. Yeah, I started looking at numerology. I was a little shocked with how accurate some of it is.
What was that?
I started looking at numerology and I was shocked with how accurate numerology is. Like, more accurate than astrology.
I've worked with astrology before. My friend's an astrologist, and what he picked up was pretty accurate too. But I've not really dived that deep in numerology. What I know is I constantly see repeating numbers, but I don't really go deep into understanding what that means. I wonder what you think about numerology and what your experience are like.
So I started looking at numerology like after like 30 people. It was definite. So there's like 13, no, there's like 12 numbers. And most of the time, the numbers that, or the what's called like the life path number that a person gets from their birth date, it's the one that resonates the most out of the like 13 numbers, or like 12 numbers. It's called the life path number. So the life path number, it's essentially describing someone's personality or the character they will be holding if they continue the path of like self-empowerment throughout their life. If there's not continuation of self-empowerment where they're suppressed, then it's not going to it will resonate less. Or if their like soul and body is like broken, it will resonate less. But if they're in a state of self-empowerment throughout their life, it will resonate more likely.
That's interesting. Yeah. What's your life path number, by the way?
My life path number is, oh wait, guess.
I'm seeing 3 different possibilities. So it's either 5, 7, or 9.
Are these numbers that you're picking up on right now? Or like you're trying to like...
Yeah, and 2 as well.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that there's reasons behind those numbers that you're picking up. Okay, so mine is 11. Right, so the 2 is connected to like the 11. The 5 is like the life challenges. So there's like, it gets broken down to like 4 quadrants of like life challenges throughout your life. And like all of it's like 5 repeatings. And then there's kind of like personality or like life eras. So it gets broken down to 3. So the first one is 27 to 32 years. So the first 27 to 32 years, this is the kind of the expression which was 7. So that's currently my expression right now. And then after that would be 2 and 2. So like essentially after like age 32, then the rest of my life expression would be in the number 2. And then picking up the 9, maybe it's because like 9 is very spiritual, and then like 11 is like spiritual.
Yes. Yeah.
But of all the other numbers, like 6, not really. 3, not really. 4, not really.
No.
Yeah.
2, 5, 7, 9 is the strongest number I got for you.
Okay. Yeah.
I like
and then
it.
when you were mentioning like the self, it's more of like a self journey instead of a collective. That's also with 11s as well. So it's like individual enlightenment is 11.
Yes.
This is my understanding of the master numbers. 11 is the number that opened portals. 22 is the master builder. And 33 is the alchemy. 11 is a powerful number for you, Joshua, because portal activation is one of your roles. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and share this video with your friends and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're interested in an Akashic reading session, I have the links down in the description below. Please check them out. Much love and peace.